Something shocking happened in Turkey, which has made the whole of social media go abuzz. The president of Turkey, Erdogan, has done something that has challenged decades-old stereotypes and also shown a mirror to the Islamophobes of the West. Let's watch the viral clip.
والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على.
On May 29, 2026, the 573rd anniversary of the Ottoman conquest of Constantinople, a video went viral on X and across the Muslim world. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan, one of the most powerful heads of state in the world, leader of a NATO member nation, a man who has sat across negotiating tables with Putin, Biden, and Xi. He was kneeling on a carpet inside Hagia Sophia, his face composed and reverent, reciting verses from the Quran into a microphone. Not a private moment, not a hidden act. A public recitation at a major commemorative event, broadcast and shared by millions. The post drew massive engagement. Replies split between two poles. Many Muslims around the world praised his recitation and his courage in not shying away from his Islamic image, as Gulf leaders do nowadays in real time. And as expected, if there was appreciation, there also were tons of criticism. Critiques called this a political stunt, a show-off, an attempt to shift the focus from Turkey's internal conflicts, and even an attempt by Erdogan to tease the Western media and leaders. But is Erdogan really deserving of all this hate and criticisms? Because if one ponders upon this clip, one will realize some hard-hitting truths. This clip went viral in today's time, when the whole world is engulfed in their hatred against Islam. Every day there are desecrations of the Holy Quran taking place in the western corner of the world. In Sweden, in Denmark, the Netherlands. Politicians and provocateurs have charred the Quran in public squares, sometimes in front of mosques. Once, twice, and a dozen times. Under the guise of free expression, they have portrayed the book that over 1.8 billion Muslims revere as harmful and something to be attacked and destroyed. Also, the propaganda against the Quran didn't come from only one direction. Islamophobes also tried to distance even Muslims from the holy book by sending a silent message. The message, often stated, often implied, is this: the Quran is backward. The Quran belongs to the medieval world. Those who publicly identify with the Quran, kneeling and reciting it, and organizing their lives around it, cannot also be leaders. They cannot also be scientists, statesmen, or architects of nations. Now here we see Erdogan challenging that same decades-old narrative set by the West, which says the Quran is a dangerous book and a hindrance to development, and that to be successful, one must abandon it and hide his love for it to be accepted, and not be shy about his Islamic identity. Critics and haters want to call it theater. But if it is theater, it is a play that has been running for over 2 decades without a single break. This is not a one-off moment for Erdogan. This is a documented, recurring, lifelong practice. On July 24, 2020, Erdogan led the prayers himself as he oversaw the conversion of Hagia Sophia back into a functioning mosque, reversing the secularization that Ataturk had imposed in 1934. He recited Surah Al-Fatiha. He recited verses from the Quran in that vast, ancient space, surrounded by the world's media and hundreds of millions watching online. Then on December 5, 2019, in the heart of Britain, Erdogan attended the official inauguration of the Cambridge Central Mosque, an eco-mosque, a feat of modern Islamic architecture. He recited Quranic verses at the opening ceremony. Think about that for a moment, being present in a non-Muslim nation where Islamophobia is already at its peak. He was in Cambridge, England, a city that represents, to many in the West, the very peak of secular intellectual achievement. Oxford and Cambridge, the twin symbols of Western Enlightenment. And there, in that city, Erdogan recited from the Quran, publicly, without apology or any shame. Even last month in April 2026, at the Çamlıca Mosque, Istanbul, a Hifz graduation ceremony, a ceremony celebrating hundreds of young people who had completed the memorization of the entire Quran, Erdogan stepped forward and recited the opening verses of Surah Al-Baqarah. These were not politicians receiving medals. These were young Muslims who had devoted years of their lives to memorizing a book of over 6,000 verses. And their president, one of the most internationally prominent Muslim leaders alive, came to celebrate them and to recite with them. And now, again on May 29, 2026, in Hagia Sophia, during a conquest anniversary. Only this time, the video of the kneeling president, with his microphone, went viral, and critics worldwide started slamming Erdogan instead of appreciating him. To Muslims who were told their faith was an obstacle, Erdogan says, "Your faith can be your foundation." To the West, his recitations are also a message directed outward. Every time a European politician incinerates a Quran as a provocation, Erdogan recites from another one. The implicit counter-argument is clear. The West wants to propagate the idea that serious religious devotion and worldly achievement are at odds. The idea which says that only the illiterates and the extremes can have strong affiliation with the Quran. The literates and successful ones are the ones who have abandoned Islam and forgotten about the Quran. Erdogan's career demolishes this assumption. But he is not alone. Muslim scientists, Nobel laureates, engineers, doctors, architects, and mathematicians who pray 5 times a day and weep during Quran recitation exist in enormous numbers across the world. They are not exceptions, they are the norm. This is what Erdogan is communicating every time the cameras roll and he opens the Quran. He is not ashamed of being a Muslim, which the world wants him to be. Rather, he is proud of it. He hasn't abandoned the Holy Quran because of the worldly responsibilities on him. He is successful while holding firmly this holy book of Allah. And if he is proud, and he is successful, and he is thriving, then everyone can and everyone should. May Allah make us among those who hold this holy book firmly and live by its teachings. Ameen.